When 6ix9ine became a snitch for the FBI, a lot of powerful rappers in the world came out and condemned what he did, and for good reason, as they felt he was breaking a sacred vow of the streets. But not all abandoned him. Some are still saying they'd work with him and completely support him. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
I think he's a good kid for real, and got caught up in the internet and trolling and things like that.
Do you want to win any of these items on the screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right back into the video. 50 Cent.
I can identify with how he was feeling when you find out that Shotty is sleeping with your baby mother.
This may be one of the most surprising entries on the whole list, because when you think about all the OG rappers who have spoken out against 6ix9ine and how they've blasted him repeatedly for all he has done and still has yet to do, you'd think 50 Cent wouldn't be anywhere near the support column in terms of 6ix9ine allies, and yet that's exactly where he is, at least for the moment anyway. So how did this all happen? Well, as 6ix9ine was all too happy to know back in the time when he wasn't in jail, he and 50 Cent were close.
I got you. I got something for you. What you got me? Oh.
Even showing up together for interviews, having 50 Cent be one of his homies, and they even collaborated on a song together. But when 6ix9ine was eventually arrested, 50 Cent had a slight change of heart before changing it right back again. You see, when 6ix9ine got arrested, a lot of people mocked 6ix9ine because he wasn't just arrested, he was arrested by the FBI, and it seemed like this would be the time where he would get a sentence and take it on the chin like he's supposed to do, especially since that is expected in the rap community. Then, when it was revealed in February 2019 that he was going to be a snitch for the government, a lot of people went from mocking to hate.
You are a rat. You're a rodent. I don't respect you in no type way.
To back to mocking, and 50 Cent got in on that by making a meme of 6ix9ine ratting out someone who had gotten himself in jail because of an odd circumstance. Basically, he was poking fun at 6ix9ine because he was snitching, which is something he, 50 Cent, wouldn't do under any circumstance. But not long after he made the meme, he deleted it from a social media page, which struck a lot of people as odd, but he would go on to clarify that he made the meme in good fun and that he's still tight with 6ix9ine, even using his name, the King of New York, to show his loyalty to 6ix9ine.
I mean, we here, man. This the real New York City, man.
Tell him what you
know
running.
what I'm saying?
Tell him what you running.
New York Miles, right?
Tell him what you running.
The irony of the situation isn't just that 50 Cent seems to be on board Team 6ix9ine, it's that he hasn't buckled just yet under the pressure that is now put upon him. You see, when it comes to rappers, especially the OG rappers, there is no greater sin than snitching on someone, and the price for that can be quite heavy indeed. So despite knowing this, 50 Cent is continuing to support 6ix9ine, and many other rappers are blasting 50 Cent for doing just that, saying that he'd rather be loyal to a young punk than the people that would never rat on him at all. It is a curious circumstance, that is for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as a whole. But no matter what, 50 Cent is going to have a lot to answer for, no matter which side of the coin he definitively lands on, because if he does go back to the OG side of things, people are going to call him a flip-flopper, but if he sides with 6ix9ine still, he'll likely be called a traitor. Not exactly a good look either way. Tory Lanez.
I mean, I really don't know. As a person, bro, and regardless of whatever he did, I kind of miss that guy, dog.
Another supporter of 6ix9ine is the rapper known as Tory Lanez, and unlike Casanova, he's not on the fence as to where he feels about 6ix9ine as a person or a rapper. He's fully on Team 6ix9ine. In fact, during an interview about the situation as a whole, he noted that he and 6ix9ine were honestly very close, and that he couldn't wait for him to come back because they were friends. Usually that kind of talk would get someone outlawed from the rapper community because he's associated with the snitch, but Tory Lanez doesn't care. He is already on the outs with the community, in his words, saying that many don't like him, so why should he care what they think of him? It's certainly a very curious turn of events, and you have to wonder if those out there are thinking like Tory Lanez is, but are just scared to vocalize it because they don't know exactly what the others will say about it, or they do know what they will say about it and don't want to get the backlash thrown at them like it has with others. Now, while Tory Lanez is definitely a friend of 6ix9ine, he does note a key issue that not many are bringing up, mainly that he can't fully sympathize with 6ix9ine because A, he doesn't know what he's going through as he's never been jailed before, and B, he himself would never be put into that position, which is a very fair and believable criticism of 6ix9ine in this situation, because the reason he has to snitch to get out of jail is because he got himself into trouble, did terrible things, and is now in prison because of his actions. That's something that 6ix9ine doesn't really seem to understand, that his actions were the reason that he's where he's at now. He's already looking to the future and ignoring the past, but Tory isn't that kind of guy. He knows his actions have consequences, so while he is happy 6ix9ine may get out soon, he's not exactly absolving him of his sins, because he did commit crimes and he had to pay for them, and he'll continue to pay for them if he doesn't get his act together. Casanova.
He a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, he used to call me and just be laughing and be like, yo, Cass, watch, I'm I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna troll this.
Here's another entry that is definitely weird, because if you know 6ix9ine, you know that he is a guy who loves to get into beef with people, no matter who it is, and will go to great lengths to get into beefs with certain people to further the image that he desperately desires. That image of being a tough, hard rapper that is about the life. The rapper known as Casanova was just such a person that 6ix9ine had serious beef with, and at times it got really messy. So you'd think that this would be a guy who would try and bury 6ix9ine the moment he got arrested and became a snitch, right? Nope. In fact, not only did he not bury him, during a recent interview he noted that the altercation that took place outside the Barclays Center in New York was actually an opportunity by Casanova to bury 6ix9ine then, as he had footage of the altercation, but he chose not to use it. I had the Barkley video forever. I ain't never posted. I wasn't looking for clout. I could make him look bad. I didn't want to make him look bad. It wasn't that serious. I just wanted it to stop playing with me. I didn't get trolling, but now I understand it. Continuing, he also tried to help 6ix9ine by trying to warn him away from the group known as the 9 Trey Bloods. He called me like every other day, Casanova said, which prompted academics to ask whether he ever suggested to 6ix9ine that he should change paths in order to not incriminate himself with the 9 Treys, 6ix9ine's former organization. I did. It was too late. He wasn't really a part of that life. I'm happy I dodged a close one, and it's cool. I'm not here to get no rap beef. The only thing that Casanova hated about having beef with 6ix9ine was that his trolling was so good and so complete that Casanova was painted as the guy who started the beef when that wasn't the case at all. I feel like I get the bad end of the stick. Just like he said, I never said anything about this guy on the internet at all, but I'm still the bad guy. I never trolled him. I never responded to nothing. I was outside though, but I did nothing on the internet. So why did people feel like I'm the bully? The world can be a cruel place, and sometimes the media and people will latch onto an idea and not let it go no matter what evidence is presented to them. Circling back to 6ix9ine's snitching situation, Casanova said that while he didn't have any beef with 6ix9ine over what he did, he also felt no sympathy for those who got ratted out by 6ix9ine and that they deserved what they got. In his words, they chose their path, that 6ix9ine was just the one to bring the path to the light of day, which is a take that honestly is getting lost in the 6ix9ine is a snitch narrative. The people that 6ix9ine ratted on, for the most part anyway, there are a few oddities here and there, are honestly really bad people that have committed heinous acts to numerous people, and they deserve to go to jail for the crimes they committed. So while they may feel mad at 6ix9ine for ratting out those who were once close to him, don't confuse the situation by thinking that they were innocent angels. They weren't at all, and that's what Casanova is saying here. It's not about what's right and what's wrong in terms of 6ix9ine snitching. It's about who got arrested and convicted for crimes that they committed, and to that end, 6ix9ine put a lot of people behind bars. So shouldn't that be something that should be praised? What do you think on this? Let me know in the comments. His new deal may change things.
Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine reportedly signed a $10 million deal with his former label 10K Projects.
Okay, let's think about hypotheticals for a little bit, because in case you didn't hear it earlier, 6ix9ine may have a brand new music deal coming his way, one that may have him getting a hefty $10 million signing check, which is a heck of a lot of money and way more than anything that 6ix9ine has gotten so far in his career. So should this be true, and should this deal come to pass, 6ix9ine basically got paid to be a snitch, which is something else we could talk about in another video now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, many rappers are already reacting to the news of this potential new deal with a lot of anger and skepticism, including rappers like Meek Mill, saying that this is nothing more than propaganda and that it's not actually real, which it may be, or it could be real. But why would this matter in terms of people supporting 6ix9ine? Because when it comes to people, there's one thing that can be more important than hatred or distrust, and that's money. Money makes the world go round, money makes people do stupid things, and money is what brings people to the table in many different ways. So if 6ix9ine does get this deal, and if he's making music again, and that music gets popular via one avenue or another, the only thing stopping people from doing collaborations or concerts or other team-ups with 6ix9ine is their own hatred against him, no matter what level that is. Now yeah, guys like Snoop Dogg, Meek Mill, Cardi B, and others won't touch him because of his snitching nature, but not all rappers will see things in black and white. Rather, they'll see things in green, as in green bills that can line their wallets, buy them new jewelry, a brand new whip, or whatever they could possibly want. And when the money potentially starts flowing, more and more rappers may come forward and say, you know what, 6ix9ine, let's work together. And like Tory Lanez said in his interview, he's more than up for working with 6ix9ine again, and that could mean that others are just waiting in the wings. Will more follow? What are the boldest things that 6ix9ine has said since his most recent court date is that people are hating on his snitching because they're jealous, and he feels that a month after he gets out of jail, that he'll be free and clear of the snitch label and thus be able to do what he wants to do, which in this case is make music and be famous again. Will that actually happen? Only time can tell us that, but it's an interesting notion. With the world how it is right now, we're very much a what have you done for me lately culture, which means that we're talking about 6ix9ine right now because he's in trouble, and then he became a snitch, and now he's going to be released soon. So what happens in a few months when we're more focused on other topics that don't relate to what 6ix9ine did in 2019? And a year could bring new perspective for some rappers, and if that's the case, it could mean that 6ix9ine is right, that people will start supporting him once he goes and makes music again, and his success could could bring more people to a support structure. It's a very likely scenario, and one that many people will have to consider. Many won't budge, because many are saying that because he broke the code, he's out, and they'll stick to that because that is their belief. But some may not hold that belief that tightly, so if they change their minds, 6ix9ine might find some new friends in the rap world and beyond. Eminem. Yeah, I bet you didn't see this coming. And no, Eminem isn't a guy who has aligned himself with 6ix9ine. Rather, he's a guy who hasn't made his thoughts on 6ix9ine and his entire situation. In fact, the last time he reacted to 6ix9ine was in 2018, before he got arrested. Basically, 6ix9ine decided to get cute with Eminem by rapping his hit song Lose Yourself, but with his own lyrics, including saying that he was a better rapper than Eminem and a better lyricist. Eminem had a light follow-up to that insult, but ever since then he's been quiet on the 6ix9ine front, and many people have noticed that, especially since the guy he bought into the rapping fold, 50 Cent, has pledged support for 6ix9ine, while other rappers he's close with, like Snoop Dogg, have been blasting 6ix9ine left and right for his snitching ways. So why hasn't Eminem responded to the series of events? A very likely possibility is that Eminem just doesn't care. I mean, why should he? He's not a part of a group like the 9 Trey Bloods that we know of, and obviously can't be hurt by 6ix9ine snitching on anything he does because he hasn't done anything. So maybe he just doesn't want to be bothered with it. Another possibility is that he knows that 6ix9ine's situation is rather volatile, with many rappers going at each other due to their potential loyalties or lack thereof. So that's the last thing he wants to do, is get caught up in something he doesn't need to be involved in. Or, just as possible or probable, he's got better things to worry about. After all, while 6ix9ine was getting arrested multiple times in 2018 for various acts that 6ix9ine had no business being in, Eminem actually released music that made platinum on multiple charts, including having one of the biggest albums of the year via Kamikaze, which had multiple hit songs and got Eminem on top of the rap world once again. So while 6ix9ine had been snitching his mouth off, Eminem is likely working on his next music project. So why would he talk about something that doesn't matter to him when he can make music that emphatically blows anything 6ix9ine can do out of the water? As people have said before, sometimes silence speaks volumes. You think that one of these is the reason that Eminem hasn't responded to 6ix9ine's actions? Let me know in the comments below. Drake.
What's our song called again? Fifi?
Oh, wow.
Again, like Eminem, Drake has not made his thoughts known on 6ix9ine and his arrest and his snitching. However, Drake, in an interview with Nicki Minaj, once did talk about 6ix9ine, and he basically mocked the collaboration that Minaj did with 6ix9ine because of the odd title. And that's why Drake is on this list, because while he isn't supporting him per se, he is saying what he thinks about him, which is that he is a fool. A sentiment that is echoed by many people in the rap world right now. You see, 6ix9ine thinks that he's as big as Drake, and as good as Drake, if not better. But the people who actually pay attention to the rap world know that this isn't the case, and it's not even close. If you were to ask people who is the king of rap right now, they'd likely say Drake, because he's had an explosive couple of years via his music. He's had many hit albums, many hit songs, won many awards, and so on and so forth. He's riding high in the clouds, while 6ix9ine right now is in jail because of his own stupidity. So why is it that Drake hasn't talked about 6ix9ine? Maybe because the king doesn't suffer. The rap community. Now, most hip-hop news sources are saying that 6ix9ine is done after this, and that everyone, quote, hates him for snitching. But in reality, are that many people really against the rapper? Personally, I don't think the hate against Tekashi 6ix9ine is so strong like most news sources are claiming. A lot of people in the rap community don't fully support the stay quiet don't snitch law that is claimed to be fully supported. Well, do you guys think it's that big a deal? I mean, the 9 Treys were planning to hurt 6ix9ine really bad. Wouldn't you speak out if you were in his position? Or would you stay quiet after getting done dirty by your manager and your crew whom you trusted? So quick question for you prior 6ix9ine fans. Are you really done listening to 6ix9ine because of this? Or do you understand his situation and know the logical thing to do? The list of rappers supporting 6ix9ine is growing and growing by the day, and while more news is coming out of what the 9 Treys intentions were against 6ix9ine, the mindset of a lot of people in the rap community are changing. The snitches calling 6ix9ine a snitch. As you guys already know, Snoop Dogg was throwing dirt on 6ix9ine since day one of his first court appearance, calling him a snitch and a rat and just clowning him non-stop. Well, ironically, Snoop Dogg did snitch on 6ix9ine back in 1998. He was jumped by a group of goons from his previous record label and made a full police report giving out names, and even said that Suge was responsible for Tupac's death. Very serious accusations, and not really a gangster move from Snoop. Jim Jones was also dismantling 6ix9ine's name every chance he got. Well, ironically enough, 6ix9ine reported that Jim Jones was a part of the 9 Treys as well, which was true and proven by the FBI. So all the barking Jim Jones did may have been a way of protecting himself, since he knew his name was going to be brought up in court. And there you have it, a look at some of the rappers who support 6ix9ine, some who may be on the fence, and the future of how 6ix9ine's rap career will affect how people look at him. What do you think of the rappers who support 6ix9ine in part or in full? Do you think they're crazy for doing so? Do you think that they're in the right? And what of 6ix9ine? What happens to him now with or without the support of the rap community? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe. Guys, this is your boy King Training, and I'll catch you next time on the next video. Thank you so much.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.